Jules and Julie Tournier, traveling to China along with Martin Garçon and Professor Ledoux, have reached Argostolion in Greece. There they meet Helena, a young widow who takes an immediate interest in Martin and invites him to stay at her house. Professor Ledoux is taking a well-deserved bath at his inn when he is robbed by two bandits. Putting up a fight, he is knocked unconscious. In the meantime, the twins learn from friends that some Chinamen are on their way to capture them. They try twice to warn Martin so that they can all flee together, but Helena refuses to wake Martin up and tells them to go and play elsewhere, giving them some money to catch the ferry. They try to find the professor and learn that he was found half naked and without papers and thrown into prison. Since Podung and his eunuchs are roaming the town, they have no choice but to flee, alone again. When Martin wakes up and finds out that Helena has sent the twins away, he leaves in anger without saying goodbye.
I just knew this was going to happen.
What are you so worried about? It's only one eunuch.
Oh, I see. It's only one eunuch, is it? Aren't you the brave one?
Since when are Jules and Julie Tournier frightened of a measly eunuch? They should be frightened of us.
Seriously, Jules, how are we going to get off this island without getting ourselves caught by them?
Easy. We'll simply go along with the sheep. Wait for me here. I'll go and speak to that old shepherd over there. I'm sure he'll help us. Excuse me, sir. Could I talk to you for a moment, please?
Certainly. How can I help you?
Well, you see, I'd like to do a sort of deal with you, sir, if you were interested.
Maybe you're a wool buyer, my little friend. If you want to buy my fleeces, I'd be interested.
No, I'm afraid it isn't really wool I'm after.
You know, when I was a boy your age, all I wanted to do was have fun.
I think you were very lucky, sir.
Well, I'd like to stand here and chat for longer, but I don't want to be late for the ferry.
No, and neither do we.
Oh, so you're taking the ferry to Patride, too? We can talk on the way.
Yes, but before that, please help us get on board. In fact, that's what the money's for.
Why don't you put your money away and tell me what you're up to?
Oh, where could they have gone? I'd never forgive myself if anything happened to them. Ah, eunuchs. Oh, how did they? Oh, I might have guessed.
Well, sailor, are you positive they're not on board the boat?
Absolutely. I looked in their cabins and checked every deck on the ship. They're not on board.
That means they must still be on the island.
You wouldn't lie to us, would you?
Why should I lie to you? You paid me pretty good money to look for those children. And believe me, I sure could have used that extra money you were offering if I had found them.
Money doesn't buy honesty if you're hiring men these days. I thank you again for your help. Tell Chan Man and the sailors to search the island. I'll stay here.
Yes, Podung.
And go and speak to our man at the ferry pier. Make sure he keeps a sharp lookout.
You can count on me.
If Podung's here, he can't have found them yet.
And he won't find them.
Eh? It's Frederico.
Those Chinamen are certain to find you if you hang around here, Mr. Garçon.
You sound as if you knew what was going on.
Yes, that's because everyone knows what's going on. Argostolion is only a small town, Mr. Garçon. Those Chinamen have spread the word that there's a large reward for the capture of the children.
I don't know if they know the twins are here, but in any case, I've got to stop them.
Listen, you won't be able to help the kids very much if you're dead. The Chinamen are well armed and there are plenty of them. Even the police don't dare to confront them. No. Believe me, it's not gonna help if you play the hero.
The children will be heading for the ferry to Patrai, and unfortunately, they'll walk straight into this trap.
I can't say I know the kids well, but they don't look much like a pair of idiots who'd walk into a trap to me.
No news? You haven't seen them?
No, I would have called if I had seen them.
You're absolutely certain no child got on the boat? They could have been in disguise.
No one but women, some shepherds and a few young men, that's all.
Well, there's no point in staying here. You go help the others. The twins are still on the island.
The inn is down the next street.
Perhaps they've gone to look for Professor Ledoux. At least we can always hope they have.
Well, there's the inn. Sorry, but I gotta get back to the boat. We sail in about an hour from now.
Yes, go on. Hurry up. Thanks again for your help.
You're not coming back on the Genoa?
No, not without the twins. I must find them at all costs.
Well, good luck to you then, Martin.
And the same to you, Federico. I'll see you again sometime. What do you mean Professor Ledoux was arrested?
That's right, I'm not joking. The police came here to investigate his claim that he was attacked, but I don't know anything about that. All I know is that he still owes me money for the night. He's a pretty shady character, if you want.
And it was probably you who had him beaten and robbed. Confess!
Let go of me. Let go or I'll have you thrown into jail with him. The police here don't like foreigners much. Go! And don't forget to pay me for the night's boarding. I'll keep his luggage until I get paid every last penny he owes me. And there's no need to slam the door, ruffian, villain, scoundrel!
All right, Tutu, you can come out now. You're sneezing all over my beautiful fleece, and nobody's gonna want to buy wet wool.
I'm sorry, sir. It's the fleece. Achoo!
Yes, it makes you want to sneeze. You don't have to tell me.
You don't have to worry about that, sir. Jules did most of the sneezing on me.
Oh, yes, I'll bet he did. I reckon you two like each other a lot, don't you?
So don't you think it's natural for brother and sister to like each other?
Brother and sister? You don't look a lot like brother and sister to me. Oh, but then that's none of my business, is it?
Anyway, thanks very much for your help. Are you sure we don't owe you anything?
No, not at all. I think two young kids like you must need all the money you can get. And anyway, if I took your money from you, it'd probably bring me bad luck. And now, good luck to you, my young friends.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. That was a bad place, Julie.
Any place where there are eunuchs is bad.
No, that isn't what I meant. I mean, it's a place where we lost a very good friend.
But we haven't lost Martin, Jules. He's still our friend. He just felt he needed to be with a grown-up for a change.
With a grown-up? But he had Professor Leopold there.
I mean, with a woman. Since Paulette, Martin hasn't met a woman. It's good for him. You've got to understand that, Jules.
Anyway, I thought Martin was our friend.
But he is our friend. Martin will always be our friend, no matter what happens.
No, he's not a friend anymore. How can you say he's our friend after he deserted us?
He didn't desert us. He simply... Well, don't you understand?
Of course I do. I am old enough to understand. But our friendship should be more important to him than this business with Helena.
We have to think about the future. Forget Argostolian and find a way to get to China. That's the only thing that's important. Here, have a look at this map.
Where on earth did you get that from?
Leopold gave it to me when we were still aboard the ship.
So why didn't you tell me about it at the time?
Come on, don't be so oversensitive. I just forgot, that's all. We're sailing from Argostolian here. The ferry will dock there at Petrai. From Petrai, Martin said we should take a train down to...
Certainly not. I'm not doing anything Martin said.
Listen, don't be so silly, Jules.
Look, it's got nothing to do with being silly. It's just that I don't want to have anything to do with any old plan Martin suggested.
But it isn't just any old plan. And anyway, remember that Martin said there'd be lots of freedom fighters to help us on the way? We may well be needing them.
I'm still not convinced it's a very good plan.
Jules, will you please stop acting like a baby? Xiao Kao was the one who sent Martin that message about the freedom fighters. They're going to help us on our way. And remember it was Xiao Kao and Martin who got us out of China after we were born? You're not going to tell me you forgot that so soon, are you?
Look, I don't have anything against Xiao Kao, but I bet you Martin was paid for what he did for us. I'm positive. That's the way he is. He won't ever do anything for nothing.
You're only saying that now because you're angry with Martin.
Just show me the map.
All right. So when we leave Petrai, we'll take a train down to Athens.
I still want to see the Acropolis. It must be wonderful.
We'll go and see it then. From Athens, we'll take a ship to Turkey, and that's where we'll meet up with the freedom fighters. They'll help us join a caravan that'll take us all the way to China. So that's the plan.
A caravan to China. It sounds really exciting, doesn't it?
I'm sure it'll be dangerous.
You'll have nothing to fear as long as I'm there, little sister. And I'll always be near you. I'll never leave you for another woman, I can promise you that much.
That's very nice of you, thank you. But I'm only your sister, and one day we will be separated. That's just the way it is. Please try and forgive Martin. Think of all the things he's done for us already.
Listen, I just don't want to think about that. I only know one thing, and that's that I'll never forgive him, and I don't ever want to hear his name again. I said not ever. From now on, it'll simply be you and me.
Thanks for getting me out of there, Martin.
The local police aren't indifferent to money. But now you're out of there, I ought to tell you that you may soon be wishing you'd stayed in your cell.
Whatever do you mean by that, Martin?
I mean Po Dung.
What? Here in Argostolian?
Yes, he's got a whole army of eunuchs with him, and what's more, it looks like he's picked up a few other friends on his way here, too.
But tell me, how on earth could he have managed to find out we were here?
Well, so far he's managed to follow the twins and myself all the way across France, then through Italy, and now even down to Greece. I imagine Po Dung must have a well-organized network of spies all over the world.
Well, the Empress Dowager, and by extension Po Dung, can doubtless afford to maintain such a network. So we ought now to get the twins and set off immediately.
I'm afraid the twins have disappeared, Professor.
What? Why did they disappear? How?
It was my fault. I spent the night with Elena. I got to telling her about my adventures. She seemed very interested. We talked into the night and, well...
And you forgot all about the twins, I see, Martin.
Believe me, I'm not proud of it, but we do have to find them somehow.
But surely they'll come back to find you.
That's what they did. They told Helena they had to get on the ferry. She told them I wanted to stay with her instead, and she gave them some money so they could leave the island, and then...
They must have known that Po Dung and his eunuchs had already arrived.
Oh, no, the ferry's gone. We're too late.
But I'm sure they did catch it one way or another.
My friends tell me you've seen a man we're looking for. Well, and perhaps I have. I'm willing to pay for useful information.
I'm sure you are. How much?
First, the information. Rumor has it a scholarly gentleman stayed the night at your inn.
Yes, what of it?
And tell me now, was there another man with him?
How much will you pay me for my answer?
I'm prepared to double what I've given you.
Sounds fair to me. The other man, who was younger but also a Frenchman, came asking about the old man, grabbed me by the neck and almost choked the life out of me when I said his friend had been arrested and thrown into jail.
So he's in prison?
Yes, they got him yesterday.
And might you have seen two children with them, a Chinese boy and a little blonde girl?
No, I don't remember seeing anyone who looked like that.
Maybe Garcon and the twins have been separated.
It would be a gift from heaven if it were so.
Oh, speaking of gifts, sir.
You two stay on guard here, but make absolutely sure nobody sees you. I'll visit the jail to see if the professor is still there, but I believe Garcon will already have bought his freedom. We're too far behind him.
Our men are still searching the place. We'll find them.
No, I want you to call it off. It is obvious that in spite of our efforts, they have somehow found out that we're here. The twins, Martin Garcon, the professor, have left, perhaps separately.
Maybe they're hiding on the other side of the island.
Yes, maybe, but wherever they are now, it doesn't make any difference. At least we can be sure they've left the ship they came on.
But how will they get to China?
Unless they choose to wait for another ship, which won't be here until tomorrow, they'll have to go by land. They'll be heading for Athens, and if they plan to go there, they must first get to the mainland. That means they'll be sailing to Patrai, since that's the nearest port from here.
If they are on the boat to Patrai, that means they've already got a head start on us.
Our ship is faster than theirs, and their scent is fresh. We may even get to Patrai before them. Go around the town and gather all our men, quickly.
I'm on my way.
My clothes, my books, all my belongings are back there at the inn.
You can get more clothes and more books, Professor, but if we went back to the inn to get them now, we might run into Podunk and his eunuchs, and I daren't think of what might happen then.
And so we're forced to ride across this dreadful island instead.
Ah, but it's only 30 miles across to Sami on the other side, and then a short hop to Petrai. With a bit of luck, we can catch a ferry and arrive even before the kids get there.
Luck? Just what sort of luck are you thinking about? Ever since we left France, we've been pursued...
Don't start worrying now. Keep your faith, Leopold. We'll make our own luck. Yeah!
It's a lot bigger than Augustolian, isn't it?
Take a good look at it, Julie. We won't be spending very long here. We'll go straight to the railway station. I asked the captain, and he said that the train for Athens leaves in 1 hour's time.
We're really lucky to be able to catch a train tonight. We'll get there much faster than the eunuchs. Why are you looking at me like that? What are you thinking about?
You're incredible. You really are.
What do you mean?
I mean, after all the things we've had to go through, you still managed to find something to be cheerful about.
It always pays to look on the bright side of life, don't you think?
Oh, yuck.
Tell me what you're thinking about, Jules.
Oh, nothing special.
Come on, you know you can't lie to me.
I was thinking about what the shepherd said, remember? About us not looking physically like brother and sister.
I hate to tell you this, my dear Jules, but he was correct. We really don't look much alike.
Yes, I'd noticed. But I never really thought about it much before. When we were younger, well, we were just brother and sister, but now we're a bit older. To be honest, I guess I look at things in a rather different way. I haven't had time to think about it.
Yes, and now you have thought about it?
Well, I can't really decide. Oh, I love you like a sister, of course, but then sometimes Sometimes I think of you as more than just my sister.
I know what you mean, Jules. Sometimes I think of you that way as well.
The station's not very far from here. What do you want to do? Shall we take a carriage?
We can walk, can't we?
We've got money. We can afford to take a carriage.
All right, then.
Driver! Do you think you could take us both to the station, please?
You sure you got enough money, young man?
This should just about cover it, I hope.
Yeah, that should cover it. That's a lot of money.
You see, you can do nice things if you have a bit of money.
All right, off we go. Up, up. Oh, get up. Up. Get up.
Now, don't be too much of a big shot just because you've got some money in your pocket for once, Jules. Remember, it's got to last us for quite a long time.
Oh, let me have a bit of fun, Julie. We can't be worrying about every last penny.
Whoa. Well, have a nice trip, you two.
Thank you very much, sir.
Be very careful when you get the tickets, Jules.
Careful with what? What do you mean?
Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened last time we wanted to buy tickets, back at the station in Paris?
Yes, of course, you're right. I'd forgotten all about that horrible man who took our money and then refused to give us our tickets. Stay here. I'll handle it. Before I pay, I'd like 2 tickets to Athens, please.
What do you mean? You want the tickets before you pay the money?
Exactly. You give me the tickets and then I'll pay you.
Not at my ticket booth, you don't, my friend. You pay me first, and then I'll give you your tickets.
I certainly don't mean any disrespect to you, sir, but I've been cheated like this before.
Oh, I see. Some dishonest fellow took your money without giving you the tickets, did he?
I don't mean to suggest that it would be the same thing with you, but...
I'll tell you how we'll do this. You put your money up on the counter and hold your hand over it. I'll do the same with the tickets. Then you slide the money towards me, and I'll slide you the tickets, all right?
All right, that sounds fair enough to me.
anyone will get away with cheating you again, will they?
Oh, no, if you're sensible, you don't make the same mistake twice, sir.
Bravo!
Here you are, look. We better hurry. The train's about to go.
What's wrong? What are they waiting for?
There seems to be a problem with the engine. Good evening, children. I'm Father Zenos. Are you traveling to Athens as well?
Yes, hello, Father. Do you think it'll take long to fix it?
Well, I'm not really sure. It could be quite a while yet. But it doesn't matter. That'll give us lots of time to get to know each other. Perhaps you'll let me share a compartment with you on the train.
Yes, why not? That's a nice idea.
Are you traveling on your own?
That's right, Father. We are old enough, you know.
Oh, I'm sure you are. It's just that it's rather unusual to see foreign children traveling on their own. So, are you absolutely sure there's nobody else traveling with you?
No one at all, Father. We much prefer to travel like this, you see.
Come with me. If you like, I'll buy you some baklava while we're waiting for them to get the train fixed.
What's baklava then, Father?
What? You've never tried baklava?
No.
It's, without a shadow of a doubt, the most delicious dessert you can imagine. Trust me, my children, you'll love it.
So, Chunman,
I've spoken to the captain of the ferry from Argostolian. He says the twins were on board Podunk.
at least they won't have got very far yet.
And the captain was also telling me that the children asked him about a train to Athens.
A train to Athens?
There was one due to leave 1 hour after they arrived.
Get the carriages. Let's go to the station. Hurry up.
But it's nearly 1 hour now, Podung. The train will already have left the station for Athens.
Yes, possibly, but we must try anyway. You never know. Perhaps the train will be delayed for some reason, or it's also possible the twins could even have missed the train. Anything could happen. But I can tell you this much for sure, Chunman. I've got a feeling we'll turn the tables on them yet. I feel those cursed twins within my grasp. I know I'll get them at last, I swear it. Yes, the tide is turning. To the train station quickly.
Will Podung and his eunuchs be able to stop Jules and Julie from leaving Patrai? Or will the locomotive get fixed in time and take the twins to Athens? Find out in the next episode of The Incredible Adventures of the Twins of Destiny.
When the world is no longer...
Jules and Julie, the twins of destiny, have unwillingly stopped off in Greece, where they have become separated from their friends, Professor Ledoux and